Hi! So you know what's really a bad problem? Pollution. But before we get into that, we must understand the causes of pollution. A major contributor to pollution is the burning of fossil fuels, such as coal. Coal is a great example of why society must find safer means of disposing of some of the byproducts of large-scale chemical reactions. You may not think of burning coal as a chemical reaction, but it definitely is. In this presentation, we shall go through the 6 topics about coal and its byproducts. According to section 4.2 on page 123, combustion reactions. They form an important class of chemical reactions. Throughout history, burning fuels such as wood, fossil fuel, peat, and dung has heated and lit our homes and cooked our food for many and many years. If coal does a wonderful job of doing all that, then why, you may ask, do people hate it sometimes? Well, with all the pros comes a number of cons. Coal is no exception. Coal is a very energy-rich fuel, around 24 megajoules per kilogram. It is also very cheap, so who wouldn't want it? It's also available pretty much anywhere around the world, not to mention it's easy to transport as it doesn't require pipelines or high security like oil and gas. It is very simple to use, just mine and burn. Other energy sources require refining and renewable sources such as solar and wind are weather dependent. On a cloudy day or a non-windy day, it will be rendered useless. Coal is available whenever you want. Coal has a great number of uses ranging from backyard barbecue to running a car to generating electricity. The economy also benefits from it as well. Since it requires human power, it creates job opportunities. It's an entire industry. But with all these good comes a heap of evil. When we burn coal, we burn it for the heat it produces. Every other product is considered useless and we simply throw it away. The composition of coal varies from its location, but it's mainly containing carbon. The combustion of coal can be expressed with this following formula. There are many other products like SO3 and ash. Ash is a non-combustible material left over from burning coal. If the particles are fine, it can be mixed into the gas that comes out and results in fly ash. Contents may vary, but contain silicon dioxide and calcium oxide. It also has traces of amounts of toxic substances such as arsenic, beryllium, cadmium, chromium, cobalt, lead, manganese, mercury, and strontium. Nowadays they are removed with electric filters known as electrostatic precipitators. Another type of ash called bottom ash because they are fly ash, only they didn't escape along with the gases and remained stuck to the furnace. They are usually cooled down with water and are stored in silos. Sometimes they are used as aggregation for road construction and concrete. All these risks seem to outnumber the benefits of coal, and with a ton of risk come an entire spiel of safety concerns. Byproducts of coal affect the environment and its inhabitants. When the gas byproduct carbon dioxide gets into the atmosphere, it reflects heat back into the earth. Normally, naturally occurring carbon dioxide is what keeps the earth warm, but with all the carbon dioxide from coal, it overwarms the earth, causing an effect known as global warming. That can cause water levels to rise and can cause damage such as lost polar ice and overflooding. Another gas, sulfur trioxide, can dissolve into clouds in the following formula. Acid rain can damage the buildings and statues and can irritate people's lungs. Not to mention it kills animals, especially fish who have to live in the water. Coniferous trees also suffer as their acidic soil can be easily damaged. Also, did you know 40% of the nitrous oxide in the atmosphere comes from coal plants? The ash from combustion contains toxic chemicals such as uranium. Yet it's even more toxic than nuclear plants. Higher levels of mercury in fish can be traced back to coal plants. In fact, plants lacking a fly ash capturing filter make up the world's largest source of human background radiation. For some, this has become a reality. Every year, 24,000 lives are shortened from pollution, 28,000 from lung cancer. The byproducts leach into the groundwater and underground water tables, contaminating water supplies. One incident, the Kingston fossil plant fly ash slurry spill, destroyed a lot of homes and caused massive damage to the environment. Here is an impact that can be seen clearly, as it is known as acid mine drainage. Coal contains deposits of pyrite, and in old abandoned mines, this pyrite can oxidize along with water in the following chemical formula. The acid in the iron hydroxide gets into the bodies of water, making them look orange and rusty. Miners develop a disease known as coal workers' pneumoconitis, or rather black lung disease. From all that coal and dust they breathe, it reduces the lungs' ability to function. The greatest example to how the byproducts affect society lies in the fastest growing economy on Earth, China. As a booming economy, it needs a ton of energy to fuel it, and what better source than coal? But as mentioned before, coal, with great benefits, come great risk. The pollution causes cancer, China's leading cause of death. The air pollution is so bad there that it's responsible for over 100 deaths per year. 500 million people have no safe water supplies to drink, and only 1% of the 560 million Chinese urban dwellers breathe safe air. You think the smog here is bad? In some places there, you can't even see the sun. It's common for children to be sick with lead poisoning from local pollution. Large sections of China's oceans are lifeless. Amazingly, China's pollutions have gone international, reaching parts of Korea, Japan, and Los Angeles. Do we have any hope? What does the industry think about this? What can they do to help? In the past, they would just burn the coal and release the byproducts into the air like they just don't care. These days, with strict environmental laws and depleting supplies, those companies need to find better ways of using their coal. Did you know 2/3 of their coal burned doesn't get converted into electrical power? There's plenty of room for improvement there. In a technique called integrated gasification combined cycle, to be put simply, they don't burn coal at all. They heat the coal with oxygen and steam, creating a gas and a pollutant. Since it's easy to remove pollutants from reactants and products, they clean the gas and burn it for electricity. The hot exhaust is then used to create steam and power a second generator. That improves the efficiency dramatically. But it's far more complex than regular plants, so investors aren't too sure about this. Many plants nowadays have filters for the byproducts, such as the flue gas desulfurizers. They remove sulfur trioxides. Canada also does a part too. Coal plants, new and old, must meet strict standards. Canada's goal is to transit to lower or non-emitting generators, high-efficiency natural gas plants, and to use thermal energy by carbon capture storage. It can be put as Canada, gradually phasing out of the coal industry, one plant at a time. There is also a transportation regulation saying that 5% of the vehicle fuel must contain renewable fuel. With the US, Canada is working in tandem to reduce emissions from heavy-duty vehicles. We get 60% of our energy from hydroelectricity, a renewable source. With these plans in action, it should be the equivalent of taking 3.2 million cars off the road, committed to reducing greenhouse gases by 15% from 2005's level by 2020. Canada aims to become the world's clean energy superpower. The world must find a safe way to dispose of these byproducts if we are to become a stable universe. With all that's going on, I think we're definitely on our